playoffs. I'm not wearing a jersey. It's fine. It's fine. Oilers beat the Canucks 3-2 in what's been yet another one-goal game. And we got another theme in this series, which has been really interesting to watch develop after everything that's been going on. Calvin Pickard ends up going in for the Edmonton Oilers, which means that the third stringer for the Oilers is going up against the third stringer for the Canucks in Artur Silovs. And before we get into the game, I just want to say, Pickard looked amazing. He looked really good. I won't say better than Skinner. Skinner has a bit more of a comfortability to him. There were a bunch of times where Pickard kind of looked like he was a little bit lost trying to get back into the net in some dangerous chances, but he managed. He managed really well. That said, first period. Following up on the referee situation within these past couple games, there was a missed hook or hold or something, I don't know what. One player could have gone off for holding, the other could have gone off for hooking. It could have been a coincidental because it kind of looked basically on an in-between for one or the other. Nothing was called. I think that was because it could have gone either way. So they just kind of let that one go. So I understand that one. And the rest of the game was reffed really well. There was a cross-check that happened not too much later into this period. It was Nurse, and with how the games have gone last time, yeah, they're going to be looking out for cross-checks. That said, Edmonton will get a power play. Secret weapon for the Oilers works out yet again. McDavid gets the puck. He lures everyone away from the other player that's part of this play, which is Draisaitl. McDavid gives the puck to Draisaitl, who just puts it in like nothing. It's his style of play. Wide open, because every other Canuck went and followed McDavid. Kane gets a 4-minute double minor for cross-checking, and it was a brutal cross-check that I think the Canucks player was kind of falling into. Still the right call. I saw some people were asking for 5 minutes in a game. I don't think that's going to happen. Oilers managed to kill that one. We move on to the second period. Where can I say that this period, at least the first half of it, was boring. It was so boring. I'm watching a hockey game, and hockey, to me, by definition, is rough, tough, exciting sport where people are going out and beating up other people, and it's a whole big event. And I'm watching pucks on the Oilers stick. It goes down to the other end. Pucks on the Canucks stick, it goes down to the other end. Pucks back on the Oilers stick, and it goes back down to the other end. I could do this for another 5 minutes. And when there were chances, they were easily dealt with. You never really had much in the way of sustained pressure for the early part of this period. That would change when Ekholm's got the puck, and he's trying to enter the zone. And there's two Canucks players that are kind of on top of him. One's on top of him. The other one is back a bit, playing his position. Well, this guy that's back a bit decides that he's going to play defense too, skates up towards Ekholm and just rams him, which is great. That's exciting hockey. However, Nugent Hopkins comes in and finds the loose puck. And now, because the two defensive players that were dealing with that area are now tumbling over Ekholm, Nuge has a 2-on-1 with another player to his left, and Nuge just puts it home, rings it around the post, and it goes in. Goes in. Didn't have to do much, just had to wait for the Canucks to make a really, really dumb mistake. That'll bring us to the third period. Garland ends up getting a goal. He gets given the puck and he goes into the slot. There's no one there other than Picard in front of the crease. And Garland rips it, and it goes into the back of the net. Now, had that been the only goal for the Canucks, I would have been okay with it because Garland is the noted X these guys. That's not how the jersey works. X these guys. These guys, come on, jersey, work with me. There we go, I did it! That'll make the score 2-1. And then Kane finds himself on a breakaway. He enters the zone, but what he doesn't quite realize, because he's looking down at the puck, is Silovs is coming up towards him to try and meet him at the blue paint, but not the crease blue paint, the offensive line blue paint, the blue line, the blue stripe that goes from one side of the rink to the other. That's not where the goalie is supposed to be. But yet there's Shelovs coming out to play it. Shelovs beats Kane to the puck after Kane bobbles it and clears it out of the zone. Canucks will put it to good use a bit later. Besser's got the puck. He's on the left side. In front of the net, there's an Oilers defenseman. There's a Canucks forward in the form of Lindholm, and there's a Canucks forward in the form of Joshua. And they're all tangled in this big mess. Besser just throws the puck at the mess. And it hits one of the skate, or the boot area anyway, of Dakota Joshua and goes into the back of the net. Canucks tie it. And there's not much time to go in this, by the way. I should mention, this happened with just over a minute left to go in the period. So I'm complaining because I would really not like to do overtime tonight. I would like to go to bed. Evan Bouchard is sitting in Rogers' place like, I hear that Tim wants to go to bed. He gets out on the ice. The Canucks try and clear the puck out of their zone during one of their plays. But it's held. It's held in the zone by the Oilers. Bouchard ends up with the puck. And the Boosh bomb flies into the back of the net. Clear, open slot. Nothing to impede the shot. Goes in. That's how the game will end. 3-2, and I don't have to stay up for overtime. That means I get to go home now. So the game ends going back to Vancouver with a tied series. It's a best of 3 now. And it looks like it could continue to be the battle of the third stringers. Calvin Pickard, Artur Shelovs. This'll be a series. And I'll be back to cover it. I am staying here for the duration of this because it's going to be insane. I can already picture it. With games finally being down to the wire and you have to do anything you can do to survive and get on to the next round, it's going to be a fight. Speaking of, 3 scrums, 0 fights in this one. That's the way she goes. In the meantime, stay howling. Go former Yotes. I'm going to have to figure out a new thing for both of these. I can't do stay howling anymore. Maybe if they pick Yeti, if the Utah team picks Yeti as their name, and they bring in a Yeti mascot, I don't care what the mascot's name is. I could really upset some Avalanche fans. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, you can hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like what you saw, well, you just don't like good hockey. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more stuff like this, because I'm following this. Really, I'm just following the playoffs. I don't know what Edmonton will do. I'm following Edmonton right now, but I'm probably going to jump ship if they end up losing. If they make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, well, dang it, my shopping has been wasted. And share this with your friends. I'll be back.